Mic on.
Good evening, this is Magician, and we're looking at the World of Tanks. And so far, I have played 4 games tonight, and all 4 have failed for various reasons. One, the left side collapsed completely without destroying anybody, so we were down 6-1 tanks. And that's normally what really happens, is that you'll see a side collapse, and then you get overrun from 2 sides, and yes, you're going to die. And that's one of the problems you have with this game. And the game itself is actually very pleasing. It's visually beautiful. There's no problems there at all. The gameplay is really good. But you're playing with human beings, not robots. And because of that, the choices they make sometimes are not the greatest. And I'm at fault too. I do the same thing. Sometimes my choices, not the greatest. But that being said, when you're watching a team of 15 people play a game and all the people on one side get blown away very quickly, you're starting to wonder just how good they are. Now, up on the left hand side you can see the indicator showing us the relative strength of the people that were in the game. And what it shows is by colors. So if you have anybody in the yellows, greens, and purples, they're a better player and have a better score than the people in the reds and oranges. And that's just the way the game is. So it's a way of judging your skill. And when you're looking at the game, you can see right now that my team is a lot of orange and red with a couple of yellow. The other side, you got a green and a lot more yellow and oranges. No reds, except one. A lonely Hellcat. So that tells us the skill level of our team versus theirs is quite a bit different. Now, being a light tank in this game, I am supposed to just sneak and peek and scope out the enemy. So I've done that here. I've snuck and I peeked, and now I'm going to run. Simply because there's no way one person's going to hold that flank. One Centurion tank. So everybody went everywhere else, and now look at this. We're down 1 minute, almost 2 minutes of gameplay, and we're down 5-1 tanks. Which really tells me this is not going to be one of those games that you can actually put on the internet as a gameplay to show you what an average game is like, because this is not. This is not an average game. We're now down 5-2 tanks, and we're getting our butts whooped. Or another way I put it, we're getting our hats handed to us. Or heads, whatever you want. We're losing. 5-2. So right now, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at an utter defeat. There goes another one, so that makes 6. Yes, the jumbo tank has gone down there now, but that full side again has collapsed. Whose fault is it? Well, it's the fault of people playing the game. Simply because we didn't have enough tanks going down there to actually do the job. Goodbye, Hellcat. So I got a Hellcat. Yay! I did some damage. And what's the result of that damage? Well, it's very easy to understand. We're all going to die. Because, what's going on? Well, it's simple. They have better tanks than us, surviving. And they're going to shoot our heads off, simply because they can. It's just that simple. The game is gone on their side. We're now down 10-6. And I know we're going to lose. So I am going to Hustle my butt. How did I miss that? And dead. Last man standing in a game that died. Again, 15-6. It's just continuous. This is what you find in World of Tanks. It's frustrating. Is when you get into a game, you're doing good, and everybody else around you is dying like flies because they're not doing their job or they're not good enough to hold that flank, or you don't send enough tanks down there. And we normally call this the lemming train. The lemming train is where you got 15 tanks, and you have 9 of them going down one complete path to try and overpower it. And then the enemy, being a little bit smarter, maybe even better game players, split their forces. And because of that, they overwhelm one side, and the other tanks get caught front and rear and get shot to pieces. But that's how the game runs, because you're dealing with human beings. So it's nice when you get a game where you have an equal number of people dividing through the map, trying to protect each side. It just doesn't work out sometimes because, for whatever reasons, one side folds and the game's over. So, a disappointing game. Now, for myself, I did okay. I got a win 8 of 41, which is 1191. I ran second. This is really scary. I'm in a light tank, and I'm in second position with 2 kills. What the hell happened to the team? And right here you can see the differences. Now I'm going to show you right here. This is where the change is. You can see the top tanks is 2 artillery pieces and the Centurion 1. Now that's the guy that was holding that flank all by himself. He died. He did a good job, but he died. And I'm in 4th position of damage done with a light tank. What the hell happened to these people? On the enemy team, same idea. You look at number 2 position with 3 kills is the Crusader. This is that new Italian tank, which I really think they should take a hard look at because it's a lot overpowered. And they say it's not a premium, but it is. It's a premium tank. Autoloader. Yeah. In this game, when it stopped here, yeah, not much is going to stop it. And then you have all the damage done. You can notice down here, in this position, the Dicker Max, the one that killed me, he got 4 kills. But, relatively looking, from here, we've got 685 damage. He's got 1200, twice the amount of damage. And then it starts to drop off even more. Now down the bottom is where it gets really bad. Here, we have 2 light tanks that don't do any damage. Let's see, he fired 2 rounds, got 1 hit. He fired 6 rounds and got 3 hits, but no damage. So they were probably doing a pretty good job. On my team, take a look at this. KV-8, KV-85, 3 hits, 3 rounds fired, 2 hits. Good job. Not very effective. 8 rounds, 5 hits, 2 pens. 1 round fired and damage done. Hellcat, 1 round fired, no damage. 1 round. Now, a tier 8 anti-tank, tank destroyer. Tier 8, 2 rounds fired, no damage. What? I mean, really? You did no damage and you fired 2 rounds. And your top tier TD. Something wrong there, dude. Something wrong. And here we have another TD. 2 rounds fired, 1 hit, no damage. And the artillery piece. No rounds fired, no damage. So what happened to him? Well, he was AFK or he was sleeping because he never fired a single round. So I'm going to put a complaint in on him. Let's see. Complaints. I'm allowed 10. Misbehavior in chat. No. Inaction bot. That's what I'm going to put in. Because for 15 minutes in the game, he never fired a single round. He traveled 170 meters. And that was it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a very disappointing game in which my team basically gave up the ghost. I fired 8 rounds, 5 hits, 4 pins, and it did 768 in a light tank. Oh well, whatever. I had 13,000 silver, and I got 760 experience points out of it. So, I did okay. Yeah, I did okay. As a scout tank, I did okay. I did my job. Too bad everybody else didn't. Anyways, that's my bitch session. That's World of Tanks for you. Enjoy your games.